Okay. 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 Be clear. Okay. Be clear. This is the biggest show in the land. I know I tell you I'm only coming on Fridays now, but y'all know what I know. It ain't for play. And so my phone been the Bonchiche hotline. The likes of anybody you could imagine has been calling my phone. Why? Because I was at the scene of the crime. This is the biggest show in the land. Nobody fucking with this. It's a rock, a much finer vodka. Let's get to it. New York City. I already knew. The last historic event that I missed, and I was sad because I had a show, was Buju Banton came home to Jamaica. UFO Fever, I saw you. If you wasn't there, you wouldn't understand. Instagram is great. Trill is even better. If you wasn't in the building, you would not understand. See, I knew what it was. I watch documentaries, I watch movies all the time. When I seen the documentary Summer of Soul, I seen the people there. 50 years later, the documentary came out. I said, damn, that's history. You can never run away from history. You have to attend these places. Now, I'm a little bougie these days. You see me on yachts. You see me on planes. You know, I grew up in Forest Projects, where everybody was strapped at every party, where the aroma of weed was all in the air. Now, shout out to Terrellish. I love you, Terrell. My stylist. I had to go with the Hermes. I could have wore a black tee. I could have wore this. But I had to go in Hermes. I had to wear so much diamonds that it would blind the average person. Why? Because I knew this was history. You got Dipset. You got the Locks. Madison Square Garden. This is different, guys. This was different. And so I walk up in there. It felt like the Fresh Fest. It felt like shit that you only read about or heard about because you was too young to go. Busy B, Kumo D, the legendary Cold Crush battles. This was hip-hop's history at its finest. You could not beat it. And hip-hop, don't let these whitewash, don't let these guys continue to lie to you and say that hip-hop was positive at the beginning. Every jam I went to ended up with somebody getting stuck up or shot at. The element was in the air. The danger was lurking. Any guy that you thought he was the toughest was there with his crew. Any girl that thought she was the hottest chick in New York was there. Now, I love the security of Madison Square Garden, but they were understaffed compared to, they did not know the level of excitement / danger that was in the building, that was lurking. And so these guys are beautiful guys. I see them at the Knicks games all the time. Middle-aged, white guys mostly. Don't bother you, courteous. Last night was different. Last night was different. And so we get up in there. I'm not lying. Shout out to Edgar Balanga, the chat. So we sitting there quietly. I could have acted up, but I went in there quietly. I stood in my seat. I called the young lady for Triller. Her name was Melissa. Busta Rhymes gave me a number. He said she calls the shot. She's the one who gets you to see. I called up, hi, Melissa, how are you? Hey, Mr. Fat Joe, how are you? I said, well, I got me plus 5. She said, that's not going to happen. I said, excuse me? That's not going to happen. Well, miss, I'll see you in the section. Thanks but no thanks. I'll see you there. Hang up the phone. Go down there. They open the doors. I see the homie Austin, it's the heat maker who made all the Dipset music. He said, yo, Joe. I said, come on, Ars. And it was the hardest ticket in town. But I wouldn't go in there if I couldn't get Arson as the heat maker in there. And so I go in there. We sit in some nice average seats. Edgar Balanga was in there already. And we just enjoying it. And so with music, I just want to be a fan, bro. I just want to go and enjoy the show. I don't want to go in there and I don't want to be backstage. I don't want to act fly. I want to enjoy the shit. Fabulous walks in with his wife. Joel Santana's wife is there arguing with security, talking about she could shut the whole shit down. Timberland the King was there. He runs up and says, that's his wife. Let her in. So they let her in, front row. Carmelo Anthony came in a little late. He came with the guards. They had the kufis on. And so that the guards was there. French Montana was over there. The Migos was in there. Takeoff was there. Every so-called gangster from every city, from the ATL to Miami. Shout out Ump. Shout out Breon. Cali was in the building. This was the type of shit that we seen Frank Lucas go to. This is the shit that got Frank Lucas hot, even though he was a rat. Let's be clear. Not giving him no props, but when we watch American Gangster, he shows up with the chinchilla. This is what the fuck was going down. Anybody who had it, had all this, everything. Everything they owned, they threw it on. Michael Buffer. I'm not lying, guys. The legend. Says, Joey Crack, my brother. I said, oh, wow. I'm hoping somebody hears it. Michael, but let's get ready to rumble. He was in there with a white tuxedo. He said, Joey Crack, my brother, what's up? Hugs me. I'm like, damn, did anybody see this? And so, shout out to DJ Clark Kent. There's brothers of mine I actually couldn't get in. It was that type of place. So I sit down. Michael Buffer comes on. In this corner, out of Yonkers, New York, Deluxe. Ah! We could not believe this shit. Ah! In this corner, rating from Harlem. What? Harlem was in the building. majorly, more than anybody, Harlem World. Cameron took his time. Now I'm giving you, I think Wendy Williams and them call it the T. Cameron was on his way out the building. Not being scared. For some reason, he wasn't fucking with it. He was about to leave Madison Square Garden. That's a Joker moment. You ain't hear that nowhere. Cameron was on his way out. Michael Buffer, he hears him announcing him and this and this and that. He has a change of mind. He turns back around. And so Killer comes out. And so you know we Killer. Killer's Harlem. He in there icy as shit. Fly D-boy suit. His man Purple City Gang brings out the motherfucking beach chair. Puts it up in there. Killer, he did the test. Said Fat Joe's a fat guy. I've broken many a beds. So I know before I co-sign a bed, I make people jump up and down on the shit before I break it. Because I don't want to feel like a fat fuck. Cameron got the guy. He's really checking out the chair. Shout out UFO Fev. He was with me. And so he goes up in there. Now, Lil Will, what's up, my brother? Yo, Lil Will, ATL giving out that big money. Lil Will, that boy Trey Young caught that 200 M's. Lil Will, go for what you know, baby. Go for what you know. And so, they all in there. This is where it goes a little bad for me. Style P says, yo, these guys are pussy. I'm like, now I know it's all fun and games. Now I know everybody's family. But that's where it should have been checked. From right at the beginning, like, yo, hold up. We together, we talking. Don't do that. Don't do that. So, Rosenberg says he was like, wow. Yeah, I was like, wow. Right? And so, Cameron goes and sits on the chair. Styles P's trying to pull his shoe off. Hip hop, hooray, whatever you want to call it. This was getting a little bit out of hand. Right? So I'm sitting there, but I know everybody's family. Look, I grew up with these guys. I love them both the same. But it was getting a little crazy. And so, Harlem in the building, they different. It's not even Cameron or Jimmy's fault or Jewel's fault. Harlem, historically, has always been the Beverly Hills of black people, of fashion, color, swag. Everyone has bitten Harlem swag since before we were born. So I expected these guys to come in with Louis shit and all type. You knew what this was. The music comes on. If you feeling like I'm feeling, fuck you. If you not, fuck you too. Came out swinging. And so, I'm sitting there knowing, absorbing this. I looked at Edgar Balanga and Rich and everybody and I said, yo, do you realize that we're in hip hop history attending this? I said tomorrow, which is today, we'll be wishing that it was yesterday. Do you get what I'm saying? I don't know. It sounds weird, but I said tomorrow, which is now, we be wishing it's still yesterday. Like if they did part 2, I would go tonight. It's unreal. You can't rewind time. And so it's in there. The element is here. You could cut the tents with a knife. Everybody's been locked down for COVID. Everyone's been locked down. We're finally out. Well, I wasn't trusting them. And I see what you say. Whenever the camera came to Fat Joe, he thought, no, fuck that. I had that mask on. And COVID was in there somewhere. God bless. But that COVID was in there. God bless. And so, did I know so Drake came out. Let me give you an example. Drake came out and made all the hits in the world. There was one thing, and this is no disrespect, there was one thing that was missing, was street credibility. We knew Drake was nothing to fuck with. We knew he had number one after 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 number. We know what it was. But he never had that Teflon. And so Meek Mill went and fucked with him. And Meek Mill is considered the streets. Philly, real guys. You go to Philly, they spitting on every corner. So surely Meek Mill, he picks on Drake, he's going to destroy him. Drake comes out swinging, not to be fucked with. And so now, watch it. Drake is certified. You fuck with him, he might destroy you. So now, Jadakiss, he's yelling, yo, top 5 dead or alive, 20 years straight. Some of you believe him. Some other people don't. You gotta get where I'm going with this. Welcome to the big show. The biggest show in the game. You gotta understand where I'm going with this. So the man screaming top 5 dead. Now there's some New Yorkers that agree with him. But for the most part, top 5, this is a problem. Verzuz comes. Shout out to Swiss Timbo. Dipset versus the Locks. Dipset is no punk. They got smash hits, street anthems, real dudes. But they stuck their chin out. And Jadakiss been waiting for this shit. And he stuck it, and boom, motherfucker. And everybody waking up. They certified him. They gave him the blue check. A blind man could see that Jadakiss is an elite. He's an elite. Giannis. He was born for this in an elite. And so when the guards open the gate, Mr. Jadakiss. He walks in the gates. Not taking nothing from the Locks. I love their unity. They love each other. They both, all of them are incredible. But Jadakiss, price went up. If you're a promoter, if you're throwing a rap concert, yesterday's price is not today's price. Yesterday's price is not today's price. He's certified. Dipset stuck their chin out. He said, you pussy and use a dick and y'all neighbors. I can't make this shit up. I see you, Lil Mo. I'm sitting there and can't fucking believe what's going on. And so, they going joint for joint. I'm like, and these guys are pulling away. Then they freestyling. This was getting bad. Now remember, I walked in with the guy who made all the beats for Dipset, Arsonist. At this point, he looked like he wanted to cry. And let me tell you something, man. I love them both the same. But obviously, the Locks are Jedis. And they thought everything out. Everything out. Jada wasn't drunk. Jada was focused. Styles is a vegan. Sheik is cock diesel. And so they said, what if they fuck with you, Sheik? At some point, they're going to say, Sheik, you're not Jadakiss. So Jewels goes and says, yo, I don't want to hear Jadakiss. I want you. What about you? And the DJ goes, and Reservoir Dogs come on. And Sheik start going ape shit. What the fuck? We can't make this shit up. Holy shit. Shout out Puzzle Life, Autism World. I love that you at the fashion show for all the autistic kids. I love you. Y'all had an amazing event. And so the DJ was the X Factor. Holy shit. Cameron talked this shit. Then, welcome to New York City. Welcome to New York City. It's over. I'm like, goosebumps. Goosebumps. The home of 9/11. Oh my God. I'm like, this is, yes. Yes, Dipset. Yes. Fucking right. So I'm sitting there adjusting my mask just when I thought it couldn't get better. Jadakiss comes on and goes, hey, Harlem, I'm really outside. You know me, it's Jada. Boom. Womp, womp, womp. Womp, womp, womp. Womp, womp, womp. I got 100 guns, 100 clips. Man, I'm from New York. The place erupts. I lose my mind. I'm going fucking ape shit crazy. I can't control the passion. Now, I was neutral. But when this shit come on that I'm on, I fucking lose it. Hey, in fucking New York. I almost pulled the little mama and ran up on the ring. I wanted to smoke at that point. I wanted to smoke. Honey, cause when they dropped this shit, half the stadium looked at me. Crack was good. What you gonna do? Brooklyn is staring. Harlem is staring. Yonkers, what's up, Crack? Mind you, I'm in Hermes. I'm thinking yachting. Let's go yachting. Let's go yachting. Let's go yachting. And they catch me. Live on camera. Fixing my shit. Oh, it was in the building. Corona was in the building. Don't get it fucked up. I don't wish it on nobody. It's there. So as I'm excited, I got to keep remembering, like, oh shit, the theory is out there. Let alone a couple bumps, you know? Sitting there, guy try to take somebody's seat in front of me. I'm like, you're my man. Nah, I think this is my seat. So what if they're your fucking seats? What if they're your seats? It's not moving. Huh? No, I'm thinking these are my seats. What if they're your seats? It's not moving. Fuck out of here. Got the guy behind me. He got the Rough Rider shirt. He's so pissed, he drunk. He keep jumping on my back. Yo, Poppy, please. He jump on my back. Every time the D Block do shit, he jump on my. Yo, Poppy, please. One more time. And you're gonna get the business. Stop. Please. Guys and gentlemen, he hit me today. On my DM, told me he was a little drunk. He's sorry. He got nothing but love. I said, I love you, my brother. God bless you. But that type of shit was in there. It was all over. The chicks look like they fuck you up. It was real in there. If you was there, you know. Shout out to my girl, the Queen of Harlem. Ilfinator was there. You know the movie Godfather of Harlem? The wife was there with a DMX shirt. She was in that shit. And let me tell you something. I am so proud of my city. Look at me. I'm New York. I'm got New York shorts on. I can't fucking believe it. These guys and young ladies really behaved. Kept it all hip hop. All hip hop. Not an argument. Not an argument. And anybody who thought they were tough was there. For the love of the culture, New York City needed this bad. Now let me tell you about New York City. New York City has had a plague called ego, pride, and money. Everybody think they better than everybody. My shit don't stink. I'm the realest. My guy's a killer from over here. All that bullshit. And they look at the ATL and get mad because all those guys work together. Or look at Miami, all those guys work together. I am praying to God that yesterday was an example of we can get along and get to the bag together. If you believe what I'm saying, let me see fire signs. It's Biscuits, the world's biggest blogger, was there. Ego, pride, and money fucked up the camaraderie. Let's bring it back. Heatmaker's on the check-in. And so last night, should have opened the door for the Locks and Dipset to go on tour together. Go get money. Don't you want to see your legends with teeth? With money? With fly? And so we gotta support this shit. Don't ask me. My phone's been ringing since 7 in the morning. I haven't slept. Since 7 in the morning. You name it. They called me. I'm not bragging. I'm building a home right now for my family. I'm building a house. My designer, Nina, nicest woman in the world. You wouldn't even believe she even know hip hop. I went to the house. She's showing me this and this and that. She's upset. I said, what happened, Nina? What's wrong? I'm Harlem all day. This crazy. And so Harlem, it was exciting. It was great for the culture. I thought it might be closer, but I'll let you answer it. Let me see who won the battle. Y'all tell me. Yo, Beef, you from east side of Harlem. Don't be laughing too tough. Don't be laughing too tough. And yo, Beef, you from Harlem. Don't do that. Don't be laughing too tough. And let me tell you something, man. Once again, the geniuses. Swiss Beats. Timbo the King. And Triller. Hip Hop won. Hip Hop won. And just because this was a New York battle, don't think the whole world wasn't watching and tuned in to what was going on. They took it back to the way it's supposed to be. Sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that. Shout out to DJ SNS. He's doing my birthday party along with Ted Smooth, Legendary, Kathy Romero, Party Planner, whatever you want to call it, shit, Legendary. And so I was in my store. Let me explain something to you. I got a phone call from my brother Chubby Baby he's from the Bronx, but he moved to ATL. He discovered Future, everything. But he's really Dipset. So he's at my store. He's in town with his wife. They come to buy some sneakers up NYC. Then he got Buck from Brooklyn with him. Buck is there. Sugar J. I mean, motherfuckers wouldn't leave me alone. So I go to my store. We talking. I'm like, I realized, oh my God, I am here with the biggest shit talkers in the world. Buck from Brooklyn, if you know, you know. Chubby Baby and Fat Joe. These guys won't shut the fuck up. Now, if I'd have stood in the store, I wouldn't get to you. So I had to be like, look, guys, we talk too much shit, guys. We talk too much shit. And so I let you be the judge of who's the winner, who, whatever it is. Hip hop won. And I was so honored. I went to sleep smiling. I'm going to tell you some real shit. This shit, I'm telling you some shit. This shit was so real yesterday. So thugged out, so New York. Do you know where I went to eat dinner yesterday after the battle? Take a guess. I went to White Castles. If you from New York, you know where I went. To get White Castles. Couple double cheese. Couple onion rings. Clam strips. I haven't been to fucking White Castle in 8 years. I just wanted to live this shit all the way the fuck out. I went to White Castles. Could have went to Mr. Childs. How about I could have went wherever the fuck I wanted to go? But guess where I wanted to go? White Castles. Sat in the parking lot. Started eating, making a mess. Real Bronx shit. When you in this zone, you gotta play this shit all the way out. You gotta go to White Castles. Nah, Ma, you gotta chill, Ma. Yo, Ma, you gotta stop. I'm on a roll right now, man. I'm on some other shit, Ma, right now. This is the biggest show in the game. Nobody can fuck with this. Why? Because I live this shit. Until you get kidnapped in Africa, don't fucking talk to me. Till you go to favela in Brazil to perform, and the head of security is a 14-year-old kid who got a fucking rocket launcher that can shoot down a plane with a blunt in his mouth. Don't come talking to me. You don't know shit. I played the game. If you ain't gone to dinner show and there's fucking 5,000 people there to see you and the promoter tells you he ain't got your money, don't talk to me. You're not violent. You're not certified. The people tuned in because they fucking know. The realist is on the tube. You don't know who I know. And I got called today. Steve Stout, OG Juan, DJ Khaled, every motherfucker you could think of. Call that phone. Was it really that? Was it that shit, Joe? It looked like it. Oh, yeah. It was so fucking incredible. I never seen no shit like this. I'd never been in an atmosphere so electrified in my life. And that's a lot to say. One of the greatest moments in hip-hop history. You right, Cool Gibbs. You right. And I salute them all. They all went out there. Hey, they're better than me. They're better than me. My sister Remy hit me up. Just get the fuck out of there. I said, sis, get the fuck out of there. She called Rich. She said, Rich, FaceTime, Remy. Get him the fuck out of there. Enough's enough. I don't want him in there. And so we left. And then they had it all blocked off. And then the security from Madison Square Garden, they said, oh, no, Fat Joe. They walked me out. Like true gentlemen they are. And thank you, Melissa from Triller. You did a great job. Can't stop Joe Crack the Dawn from nothing. Now let me tell you something. Let your darkest moments bring your most clarity. If you go through something, anything in the world where you need your family, your loved ones, your beloved, your friends, and they not there for you, when you get past that, don't fuck with them no more. They're not there for you. Put God first. Belief. Faith in God all the time, in good times and bad times. Don't just pray. I never understood how a guy is facing murder and he's in a cell and he's praying every day till his fucking knees hurt. And God gives him a miracle and he wins and he gets out of jail and he forgets to pray. Put God first, man. Hip hop, we did it again. Before I leave, want to shout out Tara, Biz Marquis' wife, Roxanne Shante, Cool V. I was at the funeral. I cried a lot. Now, you know when you go to a funeral? So, Biz Marquis is a living legend. It's a mentor to me. What Bismarck offered me was hope and inspiration. I grew up in the projects. I had nothing. I wanted more. Kids would make fun of me. I didn't have the flyest sneakers. I didn't have the flyest gear. And I said, one day I'm going to make it. And when I make it, these motherfuckers going to catch the vapors. And so Biz Marquis, everybody at the funeral, they grew up with him. They come from a place where they seen him eye to eye. It was different for me. I looked up to him. He was hope. He was inspiration for me. He was a guy who made it from nothing with no gimmick. He just stood true to the game. And people loved him for him. And so his wife, who's a beautiful woman, turned around and said, Fat Joe, do you want to talk? Because she knew how much I love Biz. Shout out to Tats Crew when we did the graffiti. And I said, I can't. That's for Big Daddy Kane. That's for Roxanne Shante. That's for Cool V. I didn't want to be the guy at the funeral talking where people looked at me like I was some sort of a clout chaser or something like that. But I was hurt. And I'll tell you a quick story. When my daughter was 3 years old, she's 15 now, and she was barely up to my knee. She barely started speaking. I had bought her a dog. We still have him. This dog has given me many years of joy, many years of laughter. And so when I brought this dog over, it's the cutest little white Maltese. And I said, hey, Azzy, what we gonna call the dog? I said, should we call him Homicide? Should we call him Killer? My daughter was 3 years old. She said, no, silly. We're gonna call him like your friend, Bismarcky. He's Bismarcky. To this day, my dog is called Bismarcky. We're losing a lot of people. Life is short. Happiness is key. Whatever makes you happy. If it's righteous and it's the right thing, just know every day, I swear to God, play every day like it's your last day. I read comments sometimes when people say, yo, Joe's living his best life. He's smiling. He loves it. Yes, you're right. Because I realize what every second is. And I wish I understood it even more and sooner in my life. We have to appreciate every second of life. The Biz is gone. It's nobody like the Biz. Nobody beats the Biz. She said she's just a friend. Oh, baby, you got what I... Love you all. It's the biggest in the game. See you Friday. Y'all know what's up. That's the wrap up. Kenny Burns, what's up? Everybody who's on here. DJ Ed, I seen Pretty Lou. Everybody on here. Raul, I love you all. We the biggest in the game.